I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics of the day and the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy. And hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Hey, today is Wednesday the 15th. Wow, we're halfway through the month already? Holy cow. I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Hey, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, True Social, TikTok, and all those other social media sites by searching Larry Steinhouse. And I look forward to seeing you on those sites as well. All right. Just remember also, if you're watching online, hit that like button. So if you're watching, hit that like button right now, and also hit that share button. Everybody drop down, hit that share button, and share it on your page, and share it also in groups that you know will enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got to rebuild it again. And like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. Real quick, I want to say hello to a couple of people who have already joined us. We have Glenn and Moshe and John and Mike and Tom and Mark. Thanks so much. I always appreciate you guys. I always appreciate you guys listening and watching. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name may not show up on my dashboard, so please go to the Money Chat Now page, like it, and comment there so I can recognize you. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class tomorrow by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing, stock options trading, and you'll learn about all kinds of things, money that I bet you didn't know. All right, today's show, we're going to be talking about, of course, the futures update and the recap of yesterday. We're going to be talking about the fact that I believe the housing market is about to crash, and I'm going to give you my argument as to why. We're going to be talking about travel stocks and a little mention about the January 6th hearings. All right, let's get into it real quick. Hey, real quick, a couple of people just joined us. I want to say hi. We have Cheryl and Peter and Mark. Thanks so much. All right. Can you guys, hey, brother, can you spare a dime? I'm so down on my stocks in the past 3 weeks that I might have to pawn my jackets. Can anybody give me $100 maybe? This is awful. It was another day that investors just feared the inevitable, which, by the way, is already here, but no one has accepted it yet, and that's a recession. Today, the Fed's going to give the news on the meeting notes, and Powell, the Fed chair, can't do anything right at this point. His choices are 50 basis points or 75 basis points. By the way, he promised last month that 75 basis points were off the table. However, that may not be the case any longer. The problem is that they aren't giving the increased rates the time they needed to take effect. So they need to take some time to take effect. Look, if you're a 500-pound person, you can't lose 200 pounds in 3 months. You can eat less or even eat nothing, but it still takes time for the effect to take place. And it's the same with raising interest rates. It's already affecting some people, and unfortunately, it's affecting those who are the poorest of the working class. Look, if you didn't buy a home in the past year, you're probably not going to be able to afford one in the near future. Mortgage rates also rose yesterday, and they're over 6% for a conventional loan with decent credit. That's a scary number. The economy is definitely cracking, and the recession is here, but no one is aware of it yet. By the way, by the end of the year, people will say we're actually in a recession, or at least a quarter of the way into the 2 quarters that are needed to log it as a recession. You must remember that not only is the effect of raising interest rates delayed, but the effects of lowering spending power is also delayed. I'm seeing companies laying off people more and more in articles. I'm also seeing more and more housing going up for sale. Yeah, I'm sort of looking forward to it. However, the pain will be here for a while before the deals in housing show up. We are also officially below the 31,000 point mark on the Dow, which means that unless we close up above 31,000 today, we're not going to see the 33,000 top of the range any longer. It'll likely be 28,000 to 30,000 range for a while. And look, that's scary stuff. By the way, hey Biden, how's your economy doing? Oh yeah, I bet you forgot about when you said the market is at its highest ever and people have more savings now than ever. No more. Well, we have dropped below the mark of when you stole the office of the presidency and all the savings are wiped out. In fact, Americans are building debt faster than ever right now. A recession is the least of our problems. The debt pileup will be the real disaster. 2008 is around the corner. The only good news we may have is that the market is in the fact that we are heading into earnings season in about a week. So we might have some good news. Sometimes when we have all bad news, which is now, the Wall Street tends to underestimate the returns of the various companies, and that makes beating earnings a lot easier. Usually look for a good beat on earnings. Usually a good beat on earnings, I should say, drives up certain stocks. Look for the obvious ones like Meta and Apple for this to happen. The big winner yesterday, believe it or not, was FedEx. The stock popped 14.5%, and it looks like some of the investors are very bullish on FedEx stock. Of course, it pays a dividend of about 2%, so that certainly helps as well. Oracle was another good stock yesterday, and it also pays a dividend of 1.8%. And I've been saying, and of course not doing, unfortunately, that's the problem with me right now. But I've been saying it's the place for money right now, and those are good dividend-paying stocks. Even AT&T, which is down a point over the past 4 weeks, is still a good play with a dividend of about 5.75%. You know, with this and selling covered calls in the stock, it can maintain you through the turmoil. All right. Just so you know, today it'll be all about the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's holding his press conference at 2:30 p.m. Following the central bank's policy decision, investors will be monitoring his language and tone about the Fed's tightening path forward. The central bank will also release its outlook for the benchmark rate, inflation, and GDP. So until then we wait. 50 basis points will make the market move, 75 will trash it, unless, of course, the investors feel it's already priced in. Either way, look at the stock market from between 2:30 and 3 o'clock today and watch the reaction to each of his words. All right, let's look at the futures right now and see what the market thinks of the day so far. Right now, the Dow is up almost 200 points, not bad. The S&P is up 31 and the NASDAQ is up 118. And just watch this because it's going to get really, really weird. All right, real quick, I want to say hello to a couple of people online. First of all, Peter says he will buy my jackets. That's great. All right, listen, we got John saying hi and Bill saying hi and Deb and Moshe. And awesome. Somebody said that the show ended on Facebook. I don't know. Can somebody confirm that? So please let me know. All right. By the way, let's talk about housing. As I get older, I understand the meaning of the word wisdom more and more. Wisdom, it appears to me, comes from a number of experiences. Those experiences produce different reactions, such as the world's reaction to those experiences, our country's reaction to those experiences, my close friends and family reaction to those experiences, and of course my own personal reaction to those experiences. Well, I'm seeing a repeat in a pattern I saw around 2006 and 2007. That pattern is in the real estate world. In the early 2000s, I took the test to be a real estate agent, and I've been a real estate investor for many years before that. So I thought it would be a natural fit. It was, and by the way, I had a great run for many years. One of the things I noticed at the time, which was 2006 to 2008, was an emergence of small and large new branded real estate companies, each with their own, new idea, right? I remember a company called Help You Sell. I remember other discount real estate brokers as well, each saying how they would save you thousands on the sale of their home. And yes, for a while it worked. But then the bottom dropped out and the real estate market, of course, and then they all disappeared. Another thing I noticed at the time, right before the market dropped, was slowly increasing inventory along with house prices rising quickly. I remember selling houses at that time and thinking to myself, this is insane. These prices are insanely high. But I have multiple offers, some over full asking. Recently, and in the past 2 years, I noticed a few of these similarities. The first was, of course, the ridiculous increases in home prices. I also noticed very recently that inventory on the market has risen for the first time in almost 2 years, and that has increased over 14% over the past year. As you may already know, rising house prices were mainly because of supply and demand problems, right? The inventory was so low that we had too many people looking for homes and not enough people buying them. This is the simple supply and demand theory and what is the major cause of inflation. Now that the inventory is increasing, home sales are starting to slow. The other thing I spoke about at the beginning of this segment was the existence of multiple discount brokerages that opened during the last boom. These companies never made money, and many of them existed off of funds raised on stock sales. Most went out of business, and frankly, I can't even name them anymore because they're so long gone I forgot about them. Well, now we have the current players like Zillow, Redfin, and Compass all cutting back and changing their business models. I don't know if you know it, but last year Zillow was buying houses and renovating them, or at least trying to. That came to an abrupt halt when they realized it wasn't so easy. Redfin changed the model of listing homes by using employees who were salaried instead of commissioned salespeople. Compass calls themselves the technology company for real estate agents, making it possible to do all businesses in the cloud and take away the personal touch for agents. Well, both Redfin and Compass announced yesterday that they're cutting back their staff and preparing for a serious slowdown of real estate sales. Welcome to 2007, and just 12 to 18 months more until we hit 2008. All of these signs trigger my wisdom into saying the party is just about over. My suggestion is sell now if you're even thinking about moving, and get ready for many mortgage defaults in the next 3 years. Rates will rise again today, and for many it's going to get ugly. Look, let's take a break here. Pay attention to this commercial and learn how you can take advantage of the upcoming market downturn, and I'll see you guys in...
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You've thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask one of your burning questions to the stock options sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call 866-424-2829 for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes, or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited. So what are you waiting for? Call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank you all for listening on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And of course, if you're watching online, please hit that share button so you can help your friends learn about how to make more money. A couple of you guys got back to me and said that there was a glitch on Facebook, but it seems like it's fixed now. So I want to thank you all for responding and letting me know. All right. By the way, hit the share button. So if you're watching it, hit the share button. Let everybody know what great stock plays are coming and what fun they can have by learning by watching this show. Hit the like button, of course. All right, everybody hit that like button right now. Go click, 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 click on the like button. I like it when the like button, the hearts go up. It's really cool. All right, a couple other people joining us online. We got Tom and Lou and Joe and Jose. Thanks so much. All right, so far, let's talk about where the futures are right now. The futures are up. The Dow is up 178. The S&P is up 29, and the NASDAQ is up 115. Look, we talked about housing is about to crash, and I'm telling you, it's about to crash. If you want to sell your house, do it now. Coming up, I've got travel stocks, and I got a little bit of mention about this January 6th hearings. And of course, we have today's picks and plays. Come on, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? You promised me. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And of course, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home and let me know what you think of the show. Hey, by the way, before we start the second half, did you guys order my new book yet? Listen, I got to tell you, I'm getting some great reviews on this book, and I totally appreciate it. Go wherever fine books are sold. Look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse, and you can get it, by the way, you can get it now on Kindle or Nook, and the physical book will be pre-ordered, and it'll arrive in about 4 weeks. All right, and by the way, if you did read the book and you didn't leave me a review, please leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about it. All right, let's get into the second half. Let's talk about travel stocks. The biggest lowerage or the biggest drop in the scandemic in the past 2 years was the travel industry. Look, being hit with mandates such as masks, testing, and vaccine rules, the industry was pretty much shut down for about a year. Cruise lines were the hardest hit when they stopped all sailing for about 15 months. Can you imagine your business being shut down, that multi-million, billion-dollar business being shut down for 15 months? The cruise industry, which saw its biggest years pre-scandemic, became a bottomless hole of cash being thrown into the sea without any income. Airlines and airports were closed or flew very empty planes during the time. But then things started to change. Mandates started to be challenged, and the CDC even started to ease up on the stupidity, and then the travel industry went nuts the other way. Travel bookings were up, 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 and the companies started to cheer again. They were thinking that it would all return back to normal soon. Of course, now we have inflation and extreme fuel costs, and we are on the edge of a recession, so how is the industry really feeling? Well, I did a bunch of research on a bunch of articles, and every article I read says the same thing. All the travel companies are feeling that bookings are up, and this is going to be their biggest summer yet. Recently, Biden removed the testing conditions to enter the country, and that's increased the number of visitors coming into the country. In my recent trip to Florida, the plane was full like it was in the past. Look, I gotta be honest, I haven't gone on a cruise lately. I used to go on 5 to 7 times a year. However, I've been seeing more and more people posting on social media about cruises they're taking. I'm also noticing more and more than I did before the show. I'm also noticing I'm noticing more stuff on Facebook than I noticed before the shutdowns. So why are these companies like Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruise Lines, and airline stocks getting so beat up in the stock market? And by the way, I'm about to lose a lot of money on some stock option plays that I thought were no-brainers. But let's look at the perception, and let's look at reality, and then we'll look at the reality. Hey, look, the perception is that the cruise lines and the airlines are going to be paying double for their fuel costs, and that will definitely hurt their bottom line. The other perception is that people will be spending less on discretionary items because of the probable recession. But let's look at the facts, right? The facts are the airlines have increased their prices, and when I looked at the prices for cruises, I noticed something interesting. They're no longer showing the full price for the trip. Instead, they're showing a per-night price. Why do you think they did this? Because they raised their prices to cover all the increased costs, and they're hiding it. It's brilliant. So the cruise lines, and by the way, I have to tell you that when I looked at it, it looks to me like there are at least 25% increases in cruise prices. The cruise lines and the hotels are stating that bookings are up, and they feel that this summer will be the hugest summer. This means that the average consumer is willing to and can currently afford increases in prices. The next issue is the testing for onboard cruises, right? Many don't want to be bothered with the testing. And I got to be honest, I don't want to be bothered with the testing either. And by the way, the best way, you do know the best way to never get COVID, right? The best way to never get COVID is never get tested. That's why I've never had COVID. Right? But anyway, can you imagine the annoyance of having to do that on cruises? Some of them did it every single day. Well, testing for COVID pre-board may soon be a thing of the past. Viking Cruise Lines announced yesterday that they are dropping all pre-testing requirements on board testing requirements, all the testing requirements that they had. This came after the announcement that the international travelers no longer need to get tested on an airplane. Look, I can't wait for the others to do the same thing, and I don't think it's going to be long. This can only be good for the industry as well. Also, last month, the CDC dropped its warning about cruise ships being the most dangerous place to be for COVID. Oh wait, to make a long segment short, I see travel stocks that are so beaten down, and there's such great plays for over the next 2 years. Stock up on them and just hold them. Buy CCL, buy AAL, buy RCL. Close your eyes and open them in about 3 or 4 years, and you will be really, really happy. You know, we will have Carnival Cruise Lines releasing their earnings report next week, and this will be a signal for the rest of the travel stocks. If they did well and their guidance is great, expect a 30% pop on CCL. And if not, just don't look at it for a while. It's going to come back strong. I promise you, it's going to be great. These are great plays. All right, real quick, I just want to mention the January 6th hearings, because honestly, I don't even know anything about them. Speaking of entertainment, right? Is anyone actually watching the kangaroo court hearings about January 6th? I have not seen any clips of anything on Facebook, TikTok, or anywhere else. So I'm actually wondering if anyone's actually watching it. I turned it on for about 3 minutes in the break room the other day, and I found it extremely boring. You would think if there was anything really important or any really important footage, it would be plastered all over social media by the liberals. I don't know. Well, I guess the distraction from the economy and from the dismal job the Democrats are doing with their non-leader Biden really isn't working. Look, let me know what your thoughts are on the hearings while we go to this commercial. I'm just curious to know what you guys are thinking about it. All right, I'll talk to you guys in about a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks. The subtitle to this book is Because Everything You Think You Know About Money is Wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are, what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. Come on, guys, did you go order the book yet? I mean, by the way, I make $3 every time you buy one of these books. I don't need the $3. So I want you to order the book because I want you to have the knowledge. It's going to be great stuff. Make sure you order the book, and also make sure you leave me reviews. If you haven't already left me reviews, go to barnesandnoble.com and leave me reviews on the book. I totally appreciate it. All right, right now the Dow is up about almost 200. The S&P is up about 32. And the NASDAQ is up almost 120, so not bad. It's pretty nice. All right, we talked a little bit about housing, about the crash. And look, I'm going to have some people screaming and yelling about this later on, I could tell. Just like I talked about Bitcoin yesterday. Everybody was screaming and yelling. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it because it was pretty wild. I also think travel stocks are a massive play. They're way underpriced right now. Look, do I think they're going to come back in 3 months? I hope so. But even if they don't, they're awesome plays to just hold. Just hold on to them. And by the way, I mentioned the January 6th hearings, and Peter Online says the hearings are our tax money being wasted. Yeah, it's funny how we had when Trump was in office, we had the fake whatever you want to call it, the fake impeachment. Now we have the fake insurrection. I mean, really? This is what we pay these people to do? All right. Anyway. Coming up, of course, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button? Did you guys hit that share button? Come on, everybody, hit that like button, hit that share button. Just bang on that like button right now so I could see it. All right, let everyone know what great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. Of course, you could share on your page or in groups that you feel would benefit from the great stock plays. Hey, you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And of course, if you're online and you hadn't said hi yet, please say hi. Hey, we got Charles checking in and saying hi too, and James checking in and saying hi too. That's awesome. Hey, if you listen on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this station and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, let's talk about it. It looks like yesterday the cat did not bounce. I kind of think it's been thrown off the roof just too many times. Today is the day that Wall Street has been waiting for. Watch the market from 2:30 to 3 o'clock today and listen to Powell speak. It's kind of fascinating. You will actually see the market move up and down with each sentence he speaks. The reporters will ask dumb questions like, do you think a recession is coming? Or how about, will you raise interest rates 100 basis points in the future? Watch these questions. I guarantee they're going to be asked. And now watch what happens when they ask the question and then when he answers the question. It's very interesting to watch. I'm telling you, it's wild. My prediction, by the way, is 50 basis points. But I've been wrong about so many things lately that just don't bank on it. By the way, if he raises the rates 75 basis points, the market may tumble. But I will tell you that it will be the last big tumble for a while. If you're in cash, stay there until after his speech. Don't try to guess the outcome of the announcement. It's going to be a mistake. If you're in stocks and options, just hope and pray for good news today and an end to the rout that's in the market. There isn't much more to talk about right now. We'll have to talk about some stock plays tomorrow, assuming that the Fed information is good. All right, let's take a final look at the futures. And right now, of course, the Dow is up 218, S&P is up 36, and the NASDAQ is up 31. All right, let's talk about crypto. Yesterday, my report on the end of crypto and how it's turned into a scam got many comments. Some agreed, and others said I was an old man yelling at a cloud. I thought that was really funny. All right. If you haven't seen the clip, go to Money Chat Now page on Facebook and look for it there. It's a great clip. Meanwhile, Bitcoin dropped below 21,000 and is just holding above 20,000. By the way, I predict it to go to 12,000 by the end of this summer. So watch that. Write it down. I say 12,000 by the end of the summer. Yikes. All right, let's talk about gold and silver. The precious metals are kind of holding their own. They're not moving. Gold is still hovering right around the 1825 to 1850 range, and silver just around 21. So they're not really moving much, which is a good sign, sort of, right? Obviously, we want them to move up. But then again, if you're accumulating silver, like I am, I've been accumulating silver since I was 14. So if you're accumulating silver, you want it low. So I would tell you to buy silver, start accumulating it. Like I've been saying over and over again, buy silver, accumulate it, buy silver, accumulate it. And just put it somewhere safe, in a safe or a safe deposit box, buried in your backyard. I don't care. Just put it somewhere where it's safe, because if the recession turns into something major, this is not only going to be a great asset, but it also could turn into something that can help you buy milk from your neighbor's cow if something really bad happens, right? I always make the zombie apocalypse comparison. All right, let's talk about the Treasury bond. The Treasury bonds are still below 3.5, but they won't be for long. I wouldn't even doubt if the Treasury bonds go over 3.5% today, but then you got to look for 3.75, which will be the next bad news. So 3.5, people are like expecting it. 3.75, 4 is going to be a nightmare too. So watch these numbers. Definitely going to happen. Definitely going to happen. It's just going to be one of those crazy things. And of course, mortgage rates are going to move to the 6s and 7s pretty soon. So if you haven't bought a house yet, go buy it. All right, oil is moving down, and it's about 118 a barrel right now. And look, hey, average gas prices did not move up yesterday. Wow. Hey, Biden must be doing something really good, because for the first time in days, they didn't move up above $5.01 a gallon. So, hey, let's give him a cheer. Let's go, Brandon. All right, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and I want to thank you for your continued support. If you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let us know. Of course, my name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And by the way, if anybody wants to contact me directly, go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. And you can even make a couple of minute appointment with me if you want to talk to me. And by the way, don't forget, if you want to survive in the Biden economy, you need to order my new book. Go to barnesandnoble.com, order Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. And just so you guys know, from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show, and the opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. All right, everybody out there, make sure you tune into the Fed report today and make it a profitable day.